starting November break. I said they all getting cut anyway, so.
Alright. I can't wait to see your. No, you have to start because we gotta see your perspective.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll tell you my situation.
Women will not tell you this, but they will do the following manipulative behaviors to get you more attached in relationships. Most women always check what kind of power they have in the relationship by provoking you in various ways. A lot of them are insecure, so they will raise the amount of attachment you have for them by playing with your emotions. In the beginning, they're gonna play sweet because they don't know how much commitment they have from you yet. As soon as they lured you in with intimacy, sweet feelings, and sweet words, they manipulate you with emotional games to get you more addicted. One way to do that is to provoke jealousy within you by going out with their friends in booty shorts, or by being flirtatious with their male friends at like gatherings in front of you. You might know this as a man, but the more emotions they stir up in you, the more you think you're in love with them. But it's not love, it's an emotional addiction. But the more they stir up the emotions in you, the more you spend time in your head thinking about them. And the more you spend time in your head thinking about them, the more your brain will give you more thoughts about them. And the more you all encompassed by the relationship. This is also tragic because you don't spend enough time anymore to grow yourself, grow your business. You're getting more entangled in the emotional addictive spider web. Another way to stir up emotions is to threaten you that they leave, indirectly or directly. The paradox is, with all those emotional games, she wants more attachment and control. But the more control she gets, the less attracted she is to you. Because you lose your self-respect to keep her in the relationship. To break this, the first important thing is the awareness that women are doing those things and that they're denying those games, because if they would admit to those games, they wouldn't have the future control over the future man they're with. Second, and one of the most important things to develop in your life, is emotional fitness. Emotional fitness is the ability to not act on emotions, but be a space for all emotions and act on your values. The more emotionally fit you are, the less likely you are to be manipulated by emotionally addictive games of women. So you need to change your GPS from trying to make feelings feel better to valued actions. These valued actions are actions that grow your life for the better. You must understand as a man that you can only have a healthy relationship with women if you're willing to lose those women for your own self-respect. The more you chase happiness through another person, the more you show your brain that you value another person more than yourself. Because the brain supports you in what you spent your time and energy on, the brain will support you in chasing the validation of the other person by giving you more insecurity and more emotional urges to chase the other person. If you want to learn how to break that pattern, get the emotional fitness program in the link in my bio.
He went crazy just to give that little shameless plug at the end.
I still ain't down with your shit.
But man, I don't blame him. You know, you do your thing, but I ain't getting it.
No, I don't need no app. Ain't no app can help you with that shit.
You gave me everything I needed right there, my boy.
No app can help you with that shit. But anyway.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Alright, yeah, it is.
That's what I was gonna tell you. I was gonna say, so I could like tell you the situation that coincides with this, but it would just be too much. So you might as well just go ahead.
I'm gonna respond off him, and then as we go on, we can see about that. But what I get what he's saying, but I feel like men do that shit too. Don't get me wrong.
I personally don't, but men definitely do.
Me no, but it is certain points to where you have to like check where somebody's head is at, because you definitely have to be careful, especially in dating nowadays, because that shit just be all over the place. That's why I'm like, I ain't gonna even talk about my situation, but
it's so hard not to.
I'm gonna just say like my past experiences. Shit is crazy because once you open yourself up, then a motherfucker will start to take advantage of you, and they don't realize it until you know, reciprocate. I hate this word because I hate using all like toxic energy and all that shit. But reciprocate the energy, then they be like, why the fuck you doing that? I'm like, but you did it to me too. So like, you don't see your problem, but you see my problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, when you do open up your emotions, you do allow yourself to
fight at that point.
Right, yeah, that's basically what it turns into. And it's like, once you open yourself up to emotions, one party or the other is gonna be like, man, am I getting too weak? You're gonna start to question yourself, and then that's where the insecurities come in. And then y'all not both gonna be comfortable with each other, because I'm like, shit, I don't trust myself, so why the fuck I'm gonna trust you?
It become a fight for power.
Right.
And like you said, if y'all ain't even trusting each other, like.
And then it comes manipulative at the point to where, like, if y'all not trusting each other, then everything out the window.
I think it trickles down into everything else.
Right. When you not trusting each other, everything goes out the window, because you like, I don't know what she doing, she don't know what I'm doing, and if she tell me one thing, I'm gonna believe shit anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit, we might as well just not even talk anymore.
It's all pointless at that point.
Right. Like, shit, if we gonna do the side thing, we might as well just be that and only that, because a real relationship at that point is not gonna work.
Yeah.
And if y'all don't communicate to be like, these are my intentions or these are my real emotions for you, and kick it at that point, y'all not gonna get anywhere.
Right, absolutely.
Not at all.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, I feel the same way. I feel like most of what he was saying is how I feel about situations that are, similar to that, that pertain to the same shit.
Yeah.
I just feel like, most of the time when you go into a relationship with a female, I feel like a lot of times, and like you said, men can do it too, but just my personal experiences, I feel like most female want to go in with the upper hand. Like they feel like they want to have, and he was kind of touching on in the video, but they feel like they gotta have that little ounce of power. Like they want to test it and see like, what can I pull? What can I get away with? And I'm one of them guys that's like, if you let somebody get away with something, they're gonna pull that shit all the time.
Right.
So it's like, you gotta cut that shit off early, you know what I'm saying?
Once it happens, once you open a can of worms.
Right, exactly. So like, let me give you this scenario right here. So say you talk to this girl, right? And then say, say you see her every now and then, and you made the effort, like, okay, so y'all start talking, like, in person, on a frequent basis, like, on a day-to-day basis. Y'all get cool to the point, you end up getting her Snapchat, and then, y'all get to talking. You haven't hit her up to this point, but y'all get to talking, and then she starts telling you, like, yo, hit me up, like, I don't be doing shit, like, I don't be kicking it with nobody. And then, so you hit her up, right? What would you do if she decides to leave you on delivered for like some days, and she don't so say she don't get on her Snapchat, right? But say she leaves you delivered for some days, and then she starts posting like on all her social media. Like she randomly is just like, I'm about to start, you know what I'm saying? So you know that it's not that she's busy, because it's like, I see that you're posting.
Right.
But it's like, why haven't you, like, you told me to hit you up, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why, like, what's going on here?
How I feel about that,
I feel like it kind of
it's a simple
like,
answer for me, because if some shit happened like that to me, I'm like, okay, you too busy to respond, but not busy enough to post.
Right.
And I don't give a fuck what you do. You ain't busy for no 3 fucking days. So if you leave me on delivered for 3 fucking days, it's over with, bro.
Especially like,
I know you're not fucking
shit.
delivered.
Yeah.
I know you're not busy for 3 days, bro. Nobody's busy for 3 days.
And it's like, even if you are, like, let's say, first of all, you gotta be fucking Michelle Obama if you're that busy. But it's like, say that.
Boy, your ass better be a war if you leave me on. Man, it's gotta be like a
You better
special
on a
circumstance.
fucking orphanage or something.
Right.
Shit.
It's gotta be a special circumstance. Like, if you just go day to day life, oh, I've been working, no, because I know you get on your phone.
Exactly.
You could have responded to me.
And that's my point. That's what I was gonna
And
say.
like, if you don't want to talk to me, just say that though.
Exactly.
Keep it clean like that, and then we'll just go our separate ways. Ain't no point in me trying to be like, damn, 2 days. Damn,
I wonder what
3
she's
days.
doing.
Right, I wonder what she
ain't
doing.
responding. She not fucking.
Because at that point, if you ain't talking to me, you talking to somebody else.
Exactly.
And like, you just investing more time in me, which is cool though, but be clear about that.
Be clear about it. And that's what I was trying to say is like, for me, I feel like it's just not cool because that leaves too much room for assumption. And that's not a good thing
And
for
you don't want
anybody.
to be assuming shit because
I could be wrong.
Right.
I could 100% be wrong. And it's like, okay, if I'm wrong and I assume that you're fucking with this guy, but that's not the case, I'm not gonna want to fuck with you. And that's just gonna hurt our relationship. So it's just like, The only thing, or I feel like the best thing you can do is just be honest with me and communicate and just be like, this is what it is. And here's the thing, of course, you know, females are gonna lie. I'm not saying she gotta tell me the truth, but tell me something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to be just fucking left in the wind and just trying to figure out, like, oh, what the hell is going on? Where do we stand? Why is she not responding? Like, I'm not that guy, so it's just like, I'd rather, like, if I'm in that situation where it's like, you feel me, I add her on Snapchat, like, I don't mind just cutting her off, like, and unadd her on Snapchat, you know, because it's like, and that's not to say that we can't be cool or nothing, but it's just like, man, like, I don't have time for the games, you know, I'm 24, so it's just like, I've been through that, and I know why these games happen, and it's just like, to me, they're unnecessary. I feel like that's weird activity, like, there's no reason to be unnecessary, because you don't have to go out your way to say, yo, I want to kick it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't force somebody to kick it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, there's no obligation for you to say, yes, let's kick it, or can you hit me up? Like, there's nobody telling you to say that shit. So it's like, why would you do that in the first place?
Not only that, I feel like us dudes got an unfair advantage because, not an unfair advantage, it's an unfair disadvantage. So I guess that's a double negative. Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
But we have to go out of our way to get a female's attention. Now, a female could like us, and we might be able to see it from their eyes, but 99% of the time, we the one that's got to go up and make the conversation. So it's like, if I'm starting a conversation with you,
going out
at least I can get a decent conversation.
Right.
And if we're not feeling each other, then we'd be like, well, I was just trying something out.
Yeah.
But my main thing is be clear with that shit. Nobody is trying to, well, I ain't gonna say nobody, because it is some people that go like that. But not everybody is trying to be in a lineup.
Right.
So you just got to make it clear, like, if you trying to build a lineup, make that shit clear. Like, if you a dude and you got some girls and you just trying to fuck around, let them know, like, oh, I ain't really trying to be on nothing serious, so you trying to get serious, then let that shit go, because I'm not on that right now. Because, I mean, nowadays it is some girls that'll be like, shit, that's what I'm on too.
Yeah, facts.
So I'm like, but my main thing is just be clear with the shit. Let everybody know your intentions. Let them know what you're trying to get accomplished. And you know, y'all, communication, basically. Communicate. Talk about that shit, and then y'all can come to some sort of understanding, and then y'all can go from there. That's the main thing would be, especially for something like that, because leaving people on deliver for 3-4 days, because that other person might really like you, and like,
yeah, you gotta realize motherfuckers is going through shit. So it's like, yeah, you might be going through shit, but it's like you gotta think the other person might be going through shit too. So it's like you putting more on their plate. That's kind of inconsiderate. You know, you gotta. A relationship is always, like I said, I feel like it should be even ground. You know, nobody had an upper hand. Y'all gotta go in that bitch like very open and on the same wave, same mentality. Like it just can't be nobody, you know, takes advantage of the other person or some shit like that.
Just let me know what you want, basically.
Yeah, and that was the other thing I was gonna say too. Is I'm glad you said that. I respect the fact, because you gotta realize, like, I can see it from a real perspective and realize that boys or girls, I don't think most are gonna tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I respect the fact, if you don't want to just be like, okay, I'm making a lineup and I just want you on a roster, like, they might not want to lose you. They might be like, that's going to end all game if I tell them that. So it's like, I respect that. But not saying nothing is worse than just being honest. Because like I said, that leaves room for interpretation. And it's just like, you can tell me anything. Because I had another instance, and I'll be honest on this one. This was a personal instance. It didn't get too serious, but I matched with this one female on Tinder, and we was talking about Lincoln, right? She was like, blah, blah, blah. We didn't talk for very long, but she sounded super interesting. She was like, blah, 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 I want to watch Euphoria with you and stuff. And I was like, all right, bet. So like, what's your Snapchat? She gives me your Snapchat, right? Bro, we went back and forth like 3 times because I added her and she never added me back. What the fuck was the point of giving me your Snapchat? Like, that is the dumbest shit. Like, this is why I want to be honest. Cause I want motherfuckers to tell me in the comments, like what, like, and I get it, okay? Like, I've had this conversation, I've had long conversations with a couple of people on, you know, I'm not stupid. Obviously, she got a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not oblivious to that. But why, when you don't even have, like, you're not obligated to give me your Snapchat.
Not at all.
And we didn't have to, I didn't even mention kicking it.
Right.
Like, I mentioned something that, I think we was just talking about shows or some shit, and she was like, let's watch Euphoria. So it's like, you're doing all this shit. You going out your way to do this and say this, and you went out your way to give me your Snapchat when you could have easily been like, I lost it. I never made one. I don't like Snapchat. I'm an instant, like, you could have said anything.
Yeah, you could have said
But I went back and forth 3 times. She's like, I didn't see it. I must have cleared it. I'm like, oh, your shit must be busting then. Boom.
Yeah.
Came back. You feel me?
Right.
I came back. I'm like, yo, I added you again. She's like, I don't know your name. I sent her the name. She still didn't add me, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. Obviously, she was on games. I had to unmatch, bro.
I wish this era, because I'm speaking from personal experience and pain too. But that leading on shit is some of the worst shit you could do.
I just
don't ever lead a motherfucker on if you don't have no intentions to do it. If you see that they like you or they're trying to get somewhere, like, you know, on a relationship type level with you, and you don't want to be on that with them, let them know from the jump.
Yeah.
Don't talk to them for months and then let them be like, oh, I'm in there. And then all of a sudden you like, oh, I found somebody. Like,
absolutely.
Motherfucker, I like you. So you've been talking to me and him this whole time. Like, why even lead me on thinking that we got something going on and we really don't?
Right.
Make that shit in the bud from the beginning. And that's from personal experience. So anybody that watches this that really knows me, they gonna be like, oh yeah, that nigga talking from the heart. Because that shit is real.
Yeah, don't leave people on, man. I mean,
don't do that shit. That's the.
It ain't nothing to shoot the breeze and just tell a motherfucker like, yo, like I'm chilling, bro. Like you can tell somebody before they take it to that step, like, and motherfuckers don't be I feel like the problem with most people nowadays is they just don't give a fuck about the other person. And I've probably been guilty of caring too much about other motherfuckers when obviously like you can't care about a motherfucker on Tinder. Like you can't care about a motherfucker on Tinder. So it's like I could be guilty of trying too hard
and ain't met nobody I've been on there with.
Yeah, right.
You be like, oh, this motherfucker think I'm cute, she bad. Y'all get to talking. You say, hey, what's up? What you doing?
Block the next day.
Yeah, right. Enter the conversation. Like, what the fuck was the point of you just swiping if you wasn't gonna talk to me, bro?
Man.
That's why I gave up on that shit a long time ago. It's like shit. Speaking of me, and he probably agree with this because he my homie too. I know him just like he know me. We don't mind taking y'all motherfuckers on dates. Nobody not everybody just wants to fuck. Y'all have to understand that. Men have to understand.
You don't want to do drugs either.
That too.
Like, come on,
And
bro.
I don't even do drugs, but I know he probably just speak from this from personal experience because he smoke weed. I don't smoke weed.
I don't smoke weed.
No, but y'all motherfuckers, y'all can't just think. Weed is not a personality trait.
Yeah.
Y'all have to get rid of that shit. Don't be on.
I don't even like smoking weed with anybody.
Even on a date night, don't put on your shit like, oh, we can match. Be like, cause I think at that point you kind of opening yourself up like, if we gonna match, then we might as well just fuck.
Yeah, like what do you give it at that point when
right.
you say let's match? And I don't drink alcohol at all, so it's just like when you like, and I don't want to judge. You know, everybody got their thing. If you like alcohol, drink your alcohol.
Yeah, if you like weed, smoke your weed. Shit,
yeah.
I ain't judging you. I'm just saying.
But it's like don't that's all they do.
Don't try to lure people in with that shit.
Exactly, and it's like if that's all you do, it's like find a new hobby.
I was like, it's kind of weird because you gotta know. That's why you just have to pick a lane and stay to that shit. Come hell or high water. You either gonna be the cool ass dude, or you gonna be the dude that's like, man, fuck y'all hoes. You gotta pick your lane and stay in that shit because you can't flip back and forth because you might use your pimp side on a girl that wanna be with you though.
Yeah. And
you might use your cool side on a girl that just wanna fuck. So you gotta pick one and stay with it and be ready to take the losses and the wins as they come. That's what I think.
We was kind of talking about that too. One of the last things I want to say on it is we was talking about that as far as like, cause you know some niggas they don't mind spinning a block and they do it 3-4 times. Then hey, what's up, what's up? I've personally never been that dude, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it because you know what the game is.
I've had before.
Yeah, and I think every dude has. I can't act like I've never like. Of course, there's been numerous bitches that I've just fucking messaged multiple times, and I learned my lesson. So
right.
I've had a bitch tell me like, "Nigga, you ugly as hell. Stop messaging me." You feel me? And I was hurt on that shit, so it was like I learned to just stop. You can't spin a block on every female, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that with every female, but the thing is, you know, like I'm saying, some niggas, that's their method. That's their method to the madness. You know, they figure out how to win. They get what they want out of messaging a female numerous times, because whatever the situation may be, you know, they feel like they gonna penetrate at some point.
Right.
You keep sticking out, motherfucker, you gonna penetrate at some point. So some niggas do that shit. Like I said, I respect it because, you know, you play to win. So it's like they're winning at all costs. But me, it's a lot harder for me because I'm just a nonchalant nigga. I think most people who know me kind of know, like, I'm just pretty chill. Like, I'm not gonna go out my way to chase a female. So it's just like, if I have to say too much to you, then it's just kind of chopped at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, honestly, for me, it's not even really nothing like a personal thing. I just feel like it's too much going on for me to be trying to like try for one female like numerous times. You know what I'm saying? And if she bad, like I said, I don't care. I don't mind spinning the block. Like I'm cool with it. But it's just like every female, like just like hit them up multiple times. I can't, bro.
It gets old because like
it gets very old and
not only that, bro. Not only that though.
It'll kill your confidence.
When you get
I
ain't talking about no love and no first sight shit. I don't believe in that. But if y'all was gonna try to develop something, that shit would have happened from day one. So always spinning the block isn't necessary, but like I said, it ain't no problem with it at all. Because some shit, I mean, you probably could spin the block and be like, oh, I used to talk to her, we ain't getting nothing going, but I came back a year later, and now we got something going.
And a lot of shit kind of happened like that for me naturally, but that's why I said I don't go out my way to like, I'm not gonna hit you up a million times like.
Because you can't force somebody to do nothing.
Exactly. It's like if it's a situation where we like, maybe you put something on your story that got something to do with me, and then I'll say something again, or maybe I see you in person, maybe we start working together, like whatever the situation may be, you know, like if I see you again to spin the block, I don't have a problem with it. But if I message you once, twice, 3 times, like, come on, bro. I'm not gonna do it much more than that. Like, you only got so many chances.
So at that point, if you ain't giving me no attention, it's like, well,
throwing in the towel.
This ain't the one. All right,
exactly.
Cool. Move on. Keep trucking. Same way you gonna do it, I need to put my truck up too and turn my shit on.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's people who will value your time, and I know most people, cause like I've had conversations with people and they like, that's how all females are, and I think that's to a certain extent that's the truth. I think most females do just kind of like gloss over text and they just don't really care too much or pay too much attention.
You know why that is though? And I could give you a reason. This ain't excusing y'all at all.
Nah.
But y'all get so much attention, that shit becomes old to y'all. Dudes, well, I ain't gonna say most dudes, because there's probably some dudes that got holes out of the ass, but them people is the ones that also put themselves out there like that.
Yeah, facts.
Because, I mean, the ugliest dude can have a couple girls, because hell, there's somebody that like you out there, you just gotta find it.
Absolutely.
But females get so much attention that they get over it and they be like, man, there's so many dudes that wanna talk to me. They just be like, well,
he's another one.
Yeah, just another one to the pod. But if a dude, somebody that don't get a lot of attention, or somebody that tries to filter out their attention to where they don't have multiple girls at once, they gonna be like, oh, I'm really trying to talk to her.
Yeah, like I'm fucking with her.
Right.
She cool.
Because like, my perfect example with me, I ain't really had no girl over like last year and a half until this one
I'm
reason.
standing myself and shit.
The one of the reasons, like I've talked to a couple girls, it never went anywhere serious, but it's just like,
they want you to have holes and shit or
right.
something, like, I don't know.
But it just never get to a point to where you like, I wanna like keep going with this shit because it's multiple factors that come in, and it varies by situation, of course, but like, it depends, but like I said, it's all communication for me, plus you have to know what you're looking for, and then you also have to realize that females do get a lot of attention, so it's easy for them to, they pick out a line.
Yeah.
And I don't want none of y'all to say that y'all don't, because y'all fucking do.
I would say
If you're a female and you have a vagina, you have a line, because there's gonna gonna be multiple niggas. It could be the
If she has a
ugliest
vagina, she
nigga.
has a nigga.
Right, it could be the ugliest nigga. It's gonna be somebody that wants your ass.
Absolutely.
So don't say, no, I don't got no hoes. I don't got nobody that want me.
Somebody in that motherfucker
Like-
mind waiting. Way easier for the ugly female to get dick than for the ugly dude to get some pussy, for sure.
Yeah, put it perfectly like that.
And
As
they
one
can't
as
even
that
say
is,
otherwise.
that's how it is.
They can't even say otherwise. It's basically it's like a proof
And that's
of
the
fact.
truth.
Go through the average nigga's DM to the average female's DM.
Right.
Like, come on,
It's a
bro.
large difference.
Come on.
Because I would count as the average male. Ain't no whole bunch of girls in me.
I swear to
And
God.
shit, if I hear about a girl that like me, it's from another girl.
Right.
They be like, oh yeah, someone's like you. Shit, like, if you wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have fucking known.
Like, nigga, it's hard enough to get a response. All
Right.
she gotta do is post one story. Boop.
Right.
Have her titties a little bit out.
20 responses.
20 plus, nigga.
And that just depends on where you come from.
That's an average bitch.
Yeah.
Nigga, she get 20 in an hour.
Right.
If that, she probably get in 30
That depends on
minutes.
where you come from because
Yeah,
You could be-
vary for the female.
you could be, we in a small city. I bet in a big city,
small, yeah.
if you know, hundreds of people and you got thousands of Snapchat, there's gonna be niggas everywhere.
Man, I ain't even think about that shit. I'm like, think about the bitches in like Chicago. They probably got like
That's what I'm thinking.
1,000, 2,000 views on their shit. That's probably 50 niggas sliding up, bro.
Yeah, 100. Yeah,
And
right.
that's not even like, she probably only got 2,000 followers on IG.
Right.
So like, imagine a bitch with like 50 or 15.
Or more.
Yeah, like, she ain't even gotta be in 100,000. She could just
Right.
have a rack or two. So yeah, that's crazy to think about. Like,
I would say it varies by location.
mm-hmm.
Because you don't even have to, like, the introvert, extrovert, that stuff matters. But when it comes to looking for a relationship, being a female, I don't really think it does because you don't have to talk to nobody. You still gonna get attention.
All she gotta do is post a picture.
Even if you don't say shit, you still gonna get attention.
Post a picture.
Somebody gonna
say
be
some
like,
freaky shit.
right.
Say some freaky
Post
shit.
a quote, one of them dumbass quotes with the rappers behind it. Somebody gonna be like, oh yeah, I agree with that shit. And they gonna give you attention.
Yeah, what you doing though?
Right. Like I said, y'all can be fronting, especially with me. Y'all not gonna play me, bro.
I swear to God.
Y'all not gonna act like if y'all now if it's a female, is she actually being truthful and it's somebody that you know that you can trust, and she say, I don't have nobody on my mind, it's because she chooses not to.
Right, and I respect that more than anything.
Right, I respect that though. But if a girl be like,
I just don't believe
no,
it.
but she always got somebody she talking to, no, she pick it from a list, my nigga, so don't get played with that shit.
Yeah. I just don't believe her. I mean, like, if she can prove it that she ain't got no niggas, like you said, I think it's always, a female's always gonna have an option.
Yeah.
Let me be honest with y'all niggas.
A
man.
female will have an option
She's
before you.
always gonna have an option, no matter what. A
Right.
female is always gonna have an option in the back of her mind of like, if it don't work out for whatever fucking reason, if this nigga gets shot tomorrow,
Right.
this nigga is a possibility. She's always gonna have that, but if she could prove she's not talking to them niggas, I mean, that's all you can really ask for, you know. So I would take that, bro. And I wouldn't even focus on it too much, cause like
You
we've
can't
been
go
saying,
because you'll go crazy doing that shit. You just have to be able to either take it like it is or come to an understanding with her and actually become
yeah.
to a level where y'all can trust each other to be like, okay, you my only one and I'm your only one.
Mm-hmm.
But if it can't ever get to a point like that, don't ever take that shit serious, bro. Because at the end of the day, like my homie said, she can have a list. You might not be able to. You might now say you could have, say, 10 girls in your city that like you that you know about. She can have 30. So I'm like, shit, who winning really? Like, so she got a longer list to pick from than you. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And she's gonna get attention much sooner than you will. Because you gotta initiate the shit, you might get rejected 15 times. If she initiates something, she could be the ugliest girl ever. I'd be like, oh, what's up?
Yeah, it's
I don't
hard.
talk to her anyway.
It's a lot harder for you to get shine than it's harder
Right.
for her to get shine, because she ain't gotta get no shine. You do
Right.
have to get shine because you fighting 20 other niggas.
Right,
She's not fighting 20 other bitches, so
right, yeah.
that's just gonna be a lot easier for her to get that shine.
It's an evil world we live in.
Man, like that's why I'm like, nigga, protect yourself. Like the dude was saying, and that's why I think that TikTok was perfect for this topic because it's just like how you were saying at the end, you gotta value yourself. And that's why I'm just like, bro, like I'm not putting up with none of that shit. Like when it comes to the Snapchat,
you also have
shit,
to know what you want.
Absolutely, and you gotta filter out the bullshit. That's another thing I was gonna say on the last point we was just talking about. You gotta filter out the bullshit, like, and that's kind of like we just said. If you know what you want, then it's just like you're not putting up with other shit, and you can't settle. The moment you settle, like, and you gotta catch this shit early on too, because if you let this shit drag on, it only gets worse. Like you can't expect shit to get better and change if it's like you just letting shit ride. You know what I'm saying? It's like a motherfucking cat that be coming up to people's crib and shit, but they keep feeding it.
Right.
Like, I want this motherfucker to leave. Like, bro, what you think is gonna happen? You started the shit, bro.
Right.
You fed that motherfucker every day for 2 weeks, motherfucker. You gonna keep doing that shit for the next 3 months.
Right.
You ain't gonna stop. You come back every time.
He gonna come back till he die.
Yeah, you showed that nigga some shit. So you definitely gotta show what you want. You gotta make that shit very relevant
From the jump.
off rip.
And stick to that and don't be leaving out loose ends and clues and have the other person guessing because that shit be
You
throwing
talking
off
to you
too.
fucking females. That's exactly who you talking to. Y'all know
Females.
exactly what the fuck y'all be doing.
Anybody this shit apply to.
Yeah. Honestly, whoever fucking applied to, but
Right.
y'all
Because all females ain't like that. We know that.
Yeah,
But-
for sure. Shout out to the good females because they might be hot as hell.
Yeah.
I know I be mad. I be seeing females post shit. Ain't no good niggas. I be like,
Right.
the fuck am I, guy? Like,
And then I'll be like, I hate that because I'm like, y'all post that
I ain't
shit.
never cheated on a female in my
Everybody,
life.
me either.
Like, come on.
Everybody, y'all can have a long list of criteria and I don't fit that shit, but just because I don't look like him, it's like, oh, okay, you rather take a hood nigga than somebody that's gonna value you.
Just cause I ain't selling drugs for fucking in the middle of the night and shit, you know. That's why I was saying it's hard to get that shine. So that's why it's just like I don't even think dudes can focus on that. Like if you a dude and you trying to get a bad female, you just have to know that you're probably like in the middle to lower end of the list, and that just goes for any dude. Unless you balling like that, you're probably at the bottom of the list.
Nowadays, I think that shit is overvalued too. Everybody be looking to get in a relationship to see what they can get.
Yeah.
Because I think some people, especially because y'all look on social media, there's a lot of females on there that be like, I don't want no dude unless he can buy me a Birkin or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, y'all value that shit too much to me. And it's like, because at the end of the day, he could have 30 hoes. He not valuing you, you just something nice for the night. And he can buy you shit, but it's like, hell, if he got millions of dollars, that
He
ain't
can buy anybody shit.
Right. He got hundreds of thousands. That little purse ain't nothing to him. He don't give a fuck about that. And that's making you look good. But he might be buying 10 other females that. So are you really special? No.
Like I said, that man got a mission at the end of the day.
For a perfect example, I don't know if you know, but somebody out there might know. Michael Blackson, how he do his work. Now, he openly says that he has other hoes, but his main chick, she's like an Asian chick. He take her everywhere and she be in the pictures, but he'll be like, oh, go somewhere, I'm going to see my other hoes. Why the fuck would you want to be a female with a dude like that? Or vice versa. Like, oh, I'm just the eye candy for when we go to Mexico, but when he come back to Cali, then he fucking 5 other girls. That's stupid to me though.
I'll tell you exactly why she doing it. That nigga Michael Blackson got money.
That's what I'm saying though, that shit's overvalued. You making yourself look stupid just because of what he can buy you.
I mean, but she probably living a good life though.
She living a good life.
She living a nice life.
She living a damn good life.
Like, when that nigga go fuck other bitches,
But I'm just saying
for
for
buy shit.
Self-respect.
Absolutely, yeah.
Self-respect.
I value that for sure.
Cause you like, okay.
You know they don't though. Most females don't value. Most females have no. Most niggas. Most people in general don't have self-respect. Respect the hustle, and even if you post naked pictures, I can respect the hustle, but I just feel like there's no respect in that, and that's just my opinion. I would never tell a female don't do it.
I kind of feel like with that though, you kind of take away your surprise, like your value level. Cause I'm like, if everybody in your town is seen naked, are you special? No. Right. You just basically another porn star.
Just pay $15. Like I said, I would never tell a female don't, because it's like if that's how you make your bread and you making a decent amount.
But don't expect. My thing is though, I respect the hustle, just like you saying. I respect the hustle. But don't expect a motherfucker to take you serious, though.
Exactly. That's 100%. That's why I said I would never tell you no. But if I don't want to be in a relationship with you, you can't be mad at me.
Now, I mean, there's some dudes out there. Me personally, fuck no. But it's some dudes out there that will be like, oh, she got OnlyFans, she got 50 different videos with different dudes.
They recording it and all
types
of
shit. Sitting there watching my girl get clapped on the couch and shit, and they marrying her and shit. No, I ain't doing that. But I do feel like it's gonna be harder for a lot of dudes to take you serious because like you a bust down. Like if I don't want to bust down,
you're an OnlyFans chick at this point. Like,
yeah, if I don't want to bust down, if I want like a wife, I don't want.
Don't be
walking
mad
around
like
for
looking at you for like an OnlyFans chick because you're an OnlyFans chick.
Right.
That's like a nigga being in the NBA. He's like, I don't want you to look at me like an NBA player.
Right.
You're a fucking NBA
but that's
player.
what you are.
That's exactly what the fuck you are. Like, come on.
Right.
So yeah, just if you get into that, I just feel like, and most females fucking wear that shit on their sleeve. So it's like, hey, if that's you, you feel me? Be loud, be proud.
Wear that shit like a damn war medal.
Battle scars and shit. Like what the fuck?
And I don't mind it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Right.
I'll watch.
But I'm just saying though, I just don't like the girls that be like, oh, I can't find no serious relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you should know why though.
Or just act like a nigga's in the wrong for like not wanting a bitch with an OnlyFans. Like
right.
That's his preference. Like I
or
said,
don't be mad if you got OnlyFans and you get a line of 50 dudes and they just want to have sex with you.
Right, exactly.
Like you can't be mad at that. That's what you open yourself up to.
100%.
I mean, even if you didn't, I mean, it's gonna be dudes that only want to fuck you. But especially if you already recording yourself or taking pictures on camera, they gonna be like, oh, well, she easy. Let me go ahead and at least try and shit. But I mean, I'm just saying, giving y'all awareness. Don't be surprised.
It's all a perspective thing, because it's like even if you're not easy, like I said, it's that image that you're giving.
Yeah, it's all the image.
Because you could be don't want to take advantage.
It'd be hard to get, but if you got titties and ass pictures all over the internet, looking at that, somebody would be like, she might go.
Yeah,
but
you gotta care about how people look at you, like to a certain extent. I'm not saying you gotta care about what everybody says, but it's like if you do some dirty shit, do you want the world to know about that? And I'm not saying that OnlyFans is dirty shit, but it's like motherfuckers will look at it like that. So that's why I'm saying it's a perspective thing. Like you gotta know how people is gonna view you. Are you okay with that? Like Lana Rose is the perfect example. Like she hates her fucking past. Mia Khalifa, she hates her fucking past. Like they didn't give a fuck at the time. They're just like, oh, I'm making a bag.
Right.
And they weren't even really making a bag. Like
they hate that shit now.
They hate the fact that they did that shit. So it's just like I feel like most females are gonna regret that shit. Like later we got a family and you want a real nigga who's
especially the ones like for porn stars and people that have OnlyFans, they basically porn stars. But the ones who y'all have kids, if y'all don't want y'all kids to be like y'all gonna regret that shit when y'all kids get older, because they gonna be, everybody in school gonna be like, when they kids start watching porn, dude's gonna be going to school like, oh, you so-and-so daughter. And see, I didn't see your mom do everything.
And that's why I didn't want to get too deep into it, because that's the number one thing I go to is like, man, like, you gotta think about your kids going to school, man. Like I seen some shit. I don't know if it was real or fake. I'm assuming it was real, but they were saying a kid like committed suicide or some shit because they was bullying him about his mom being naked on it. Like, I never put my kid through no shit like that. I ain't got no kids, but like if I did, nigga, I wouldn't personally do it. So it's like, why would I want, the mother of my children to put my kid through that? But
I mean, some moms don't give a fuck because you look it up. There's some people that do porn with their kids, so sisters and all that shit. That's just real, bro. It's sad, but I mean, people gonna do what the fuck they want to do at the end of the day. But I'm just saying, from
y'all, bro.
My personal opinion, if I was doing shit like that, I would be kind of like ashamed if I had kids, because it'd be like, I don't want my kids, especially if I had a daughter.
You gotta have some type of fucking morals, bro.
Right.
And I don't even think like fucking Kim likes the aspect that she did that. Like it seems like she was trying to hide that shit.
But that's why she's famous.
Exactly. And that's the thing I was gonna say too, is a lot of them kind of jump started their careers from that shit. So it's like, take it with a grain of salt, some motherfuckers make it work. Like they wouldn't be where they are today without it. So it's like, if that's what I'm saying. If it's your hustle, do what you do. But once again, know what you're getting yourself into, and you just can't expect everybody to like. Everybody's not gonna look at you how you look at you because of that shit. They're definitely not gonna look at you how you view yourself. So just be aware of that shit. Be ready for it.
And don't be surprised when you get a line of dudes that just want to have sex with you and you can't ever get nothing serious established.
Because you
Because you
can
can be the coolest fucking female ever, but if you got,
they don't care.
yeah, they don't give a fuck about that.
It's too late.
Because at that point, you like, well, she presented this image, so.
And you might find a nigga who care, but it's just not gonna be that easy. It's
No,
just
it's not
gonna be that easy.
No.
So good luck. I mean, shit.
And then you might be pushing him down for somebody else.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, exactly. It could go however way you want it to go, or however way you don't expect it to go. That's why I say just kind of be aware. Like, if you just know what you're getting yourself, like, don't just think about the bag, which is what I think most motherfuckers is doing. They just in the now. Like,
That also goes for dudes
constant.
too. This goes for dudes too. Dudes on OnlyFans too that want to fuck 1,000 bitches. And then y'all want to try to find a wife. It's not going to be easy, nigga, because she can see your dick and everybody. So she not going to feel special.
Yeah, I don't think a female is gonna want to do what an OnlyFans offer it. Like, if a dude be like, yeah, I got OnlyFans, I don't think a female. It depends on the female, obviously, but I don't know if she gonna be fucking with him.
No, not as quick as a dude would fuck with a girl that
He's
has
not gonna care.
Yeah.
He's not gonna care to fuck her.
Yeah.
Like, if he's just trying to fuck, he's not gonna care.
No. But like vice versa, the girl be like, nah.
Yeah, like, you got OnlyFans.
That mean you, especially if you popular though, because that mean you got hella people you doing content with.
Yeah.
Or this is excluding couples that do this shit though, because I know there is couples that do it together.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you fucking your wife on there and y'all making money like that, that's straight though.
Yeah.
Because
I
mean,
don't know if I can.
y'all exposing yourself, but
Yeah.
it's not like y'all scamming.
Yeah, it's
with
cool. It's cool.
Y'all not messing with multiple people. It's just
Y'all
y'all.
making y'all money together, so
Right.
I respect that.
Right.
Personally,
It ain't no
I
extra
don't know if
shit.
I could do it though.
Yeah, I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying I don't know. But I mean, I can understand that, but I'm just talking about people that want to just be scandalous and
Yeah.
everybody.
Fun on the
It don't
content.
matter who. You and you. I got you on Monday. You on Saturday. You on
Everything's for the
Wednesday.
content and just the now, like the enjoyment of right now. And it's like, y'all motherfuckers is gonna probably regret that shit. I'm sure some motherfuckers is gonna do that shit till the day they die and not regret it. But
Yeah.
I feel like most motherfuckers who end up wanting something in life end up regretting it. I don't think it's worth it at the end of the day. So that's why I'm like, I'm cool with that shit. Like, I'm not trying to do no fucking OnlyFans. We not doing no sex tapes. Like, I'm not doing none of that shit. Like,
And if you do it, make sure you got
Make sure
consent
you
from the
got
other person. Plus, make sure you keep that shit for your personal use. Don't leak nobody's shit and they ain't ask you.
man, that's the shit. That's where it get a little sticky.
Yeah.
You know how sticky it get, man. That shit when y'all motherfuckers get go start going back and forth.
I
yeah.
done seen several, man.
Motherfuckers get mad at each other.
I don't wanna
It's
expose
easy to
nobody.
start sending shit.
I don't want to expose nobody, but I've heard, seen some shit and be like, she don't know you did that, right? Nope. You just took that shit from her. At least ask her though, and then if you did it, then make sure she know like, oh, okay, I showed. But make sure she okay with that though. But if she not, then no, keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, right. And then shit, I mean, yeah, that could go into. I was gonna talk about how females be talking about delete niggas, or females be telling niggas to delete their nudes.
When they break up.
Yeah, but like that's a whole nother. I'm not even gonna say nothing about that because I have an opinion on that. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, shit. I just feel like to really give an overview. I feel like the main thing we touched on is like motherfuckers just need to be honest.
Honest,
And
honest, careful, be
Yes.
able to communicate, and be aware.
Yeah.
Be aware of what you want.
Yeah.
Communicate what you want. Be honest about what you want.
And be open to hearing other people's honesty.
Right.
Like, don't say you want to hear honesty, or don't tell somebody you want something and then just not reciprocate that. Like,
That's another problem with people in relationships. A lot of people listen to respond, not listen to comprehend.
come on.
You'll listen to me to be able to respond to what I gotta say, but you really not taking the time to understand what I mean.
that's where the disconnect happens.
That's where the disconnect happens. Once the disconnect happens, most of the time,
it's gonna just go downhill after that. Good luck.
But it's the evil world we live in because hell, our comments could sound evil as fuck to somebody else.
We being honest, bro.
Right. I'm being honest about how I feel.
And I really like to give it from a general perspective. Like, yeah, I'm saying how I feel, but I also like to give it from everybody's perspective, or just in like nobody's perspective. So,
but I'm also
saying I feel like it's just real. Like, I just want to be real and honest. I don't want to sugarcoat it or make it so that it sounds like I'm being right about what I'm saying. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck about being wrong. I just want to know what's right, or I just want to know like how to go about shit. Because there's always a wrong and right way to say shit. There's always like wrong and right way to go about shit. So it's just like I like to make sure I'm going about shit the right way, and I don't mind being wrong to figure out how to do shit right.
Right.
I'm willing to learn.
That's why I said I'm always open to having discussions because somebody that you can talk level-headed with, y'all can disagree and y'all can respectfully disagree, but at least y'all talk about the shit. Y'all can understand each other's perspective. That's the most important part to me.
I understand that. That's why I fuck with that.
It could be a dude in the room be like, oh, I want 1,000 bitches. It could be a dude in the room be like, oh, I only want one good girl. But if they clash, if they talked about it, they might be able to understand each other. But y'all can respectfully disagree and go about y'all lives. Like I said, people want to do what the fuck they want to do anyway. You can't make nobody do anything.
That's another good point to like really have like from some food for thought shit. Like I think most motherfuckers think that you can, or they see it as that, not even knowing sometimes. But that's why I was saying with the OnlyFans, I never tell a girl don't do OnlyFans. Cause it's like she's gonna do what she wants to do. You can't tell a bitch don't cheat. A bitch is gonna cheat if she wanna cheat.
Same way a female can't tell a dude don't cheat.
Yeah, like so it's just like you have to know what you're getting yourself into, and you have to understand what it is and know how you wanna go about the situation.
Also know your risk.
Yeah.
Know what's possible. Know your possible consequences. So, like I said, it's evil out there. I know for my fucking self, because I'm still in.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We young men, you feel me? We still in the game. We still learning shit, day by day. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not even trying to be right. I'm giving you a real perspective just from what I've been through, what I see on the daily.
Somebody out there that can tell me something I said wrong.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong.
But I'm
tell me I'm right.
Though.
Tell me your experience. Right. I like that's what I'm saying. Is I take everybody's experience. I'm not just speaking from my experience. I'm speaking from a lot of niggas. I have a lot of friends. I'm speaking from a lot of people's perspective, and I'm just saying what I see and kind of my view on it. So it's just like all you can do is take my shit with a grain of salt. Like, don't be mad at my opinion, but if you feel a way about something I said, then let it be known, whether it's good or bad. Like, now you was right about that, and you was wrong about that, or I disagree. Whatever it may be.
Just be willing to have a discussion. Don't go into the.
We definitely more than willing. Like that's the whole purpose of us doing a fucking podcast. We're trying to talk to motherfuckers and see how y'all feel and see how y'all feel about how we feel. So it's all a communication thing. So we want to be on the same page with everybody, like watching, and this motherfucker's supposed to be like a family. We gonna be a motherfucking big ass family in this bitch. Aside from music and shit, I never really grew a community to that we could interact with on a daily, because that's how I want the shit to be like.
That's exactly what we're working on.
Every day, bro, or every time we stream, you know what I'm saying? Every time we do the podcast, we want that shit to be very interactive. We're not gonna do the same podcast shit. Everybody do podcasts, they don't do the interactive shit. I don't see too many people. I know some niggas do it, but we got a lot of shit, bro. We gonna think about the shit every day. Every podcast is gonna be better than the last. That's the goal, we just trying to grow. First podcast, I think this motherfucker is success.
It's good.
I got a lot of shit off my chest. We talked about the NBA for a long ass time, which we always do. So it's good we got all this shit on wax.